Welcome to Tech TPLM, a place to master programming. Hello guys, welcome to tutorial number 1 of web development HTML5. This tutorial will be containing the complete web development course, which is having HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, so we'll be starting with HTML and we'll be moving on to CSS, and after that we'll be moving on to the JavaScript. Okay, so before starting our lessons, we should know what is actually HTML. What actually is HTML? Okay, so HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a programming language. Okay, suppose you want to talk to a person, you need to have a language, right? You need to know his language, or he need to know your language, or both of you should have a common language in between you people, right? Same like that, if you want to give instructions to the computer, you need to learn a programming language. So here we are going to be web developers. So for web development, we should learn something called HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, so this is the language define the structure of a web page. As you are in this tutorial, as you are watching this tutorial, I believe you know what is the difference between a web page and a website. A web page is a single page in a website. A website is a collection of web pages. For example, if you go to a particular website, www.facebook.com or www.google.com or something like that, you will be taken to the main page. And there will be links. When you move the mouse, you can see your mouse pointer is turning into a hand signal. So that means there is a link to another page. So these pages are made by using the programming language called HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, so if you want to do the HTML programming, you should know HTML elements. HTML elements or tags are the building blocks of HTML page. Okay, so HTML is the language which handles the content layer of the web page. So when I say this one, you might be thinking like, is there any other layers other than the content layer? Yes, there is. Okay, so HTML handles the content layer. For example, you can place a heading of your website at the top of your website, right? So when you place it using HTML, it comes in normal default black color, and automatically it will be aligned to the left side of the browser. Okay, so suppose you want to give the heading a red color and a yellow background color, and you want to move the heading to the center. There comes the next layer. That is the presentation of your website, presentation layer. So presentation layer is handled by something called CSS, cascading style sheet. After completing all our HTML lessons, we'll be moving on to cascading style sheet CSS course. Okay, so but in this way, HTML itself, we will learn a little bit of CSS to make our work more beautiful, more exciting, but the complete CSS tutorial is coming in the back. Okay, and so we have now two layers. One is content layer and the other one is the presentation layer. But it's not finished. There is one more layer called interaction layer. Interaction layer means some website, when you go there, you can see there is a contact us page. So when you visit the contact us page, they will be asking you like enter your name, contact number, email address and all those things, and you click on the submit button. When you click on the submit button, there is an action happening, like all your data will be transferred to the authorities of that particular web page. Am I right? Okay, so that is the interaction layer. So the user is interacting with your web page by inputting, and you might be doing some calculation. Think about a website like Amazon. They have different products. You can select the products quantity, and when you check out, it calculates your total price. All those things are usually handled by something called JavaScript. So that is the interaction layer of a web page. So a website will be having different web pages. The content of the web page will be handled by HTML, and the styles of the website, the presentation of the website will be handled by CSS, and interaction with the website will be handled by JavaScript. So we have content layer, presentation layer, and the interaction layer. So let's do how we place the content on your web page. Okay, so that's done by using HTML. What you need for making an HTML page or a web page? So all you need is only three things: a computer and a text editor and a browser. Text editor means a place where you can write the code. You can simply use Notepad. We'll be using another text editor IDE later on this course. So first we will start with the Notepad. Okay, so text editor, and we need a browser for that, browser for executing. You know what is a browser means, right? A browser is a software in your computer which allows you to access the content of the web page. Okay, so Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, all of them are browsers. Okay, so you can use any of this browser for doing the code. I'll be using something called Google Chrome. Okay, so all you need is only three things: a computer, text editor, a browser. So we will continue our lesson and we will make our first website. So maybe you can follow along with me by pausing the video, or you can watch the complete video, then you can try it out by understanding everything. That's up to you. Okay, so let's try. So we have discussed already, like, we need three things for developing a web page. One is a computer. So you can see when you look at my screen, you can see I'm using the computer. I'm using a Windows 7 computer, and we need a text editor and we need a browser. So I'll show you the browser I'm using. So here is a browser. So this is Google Chrome I'm using. So I'm so comfortable with this browser, but I don't compel you to use the same browser. You can use any browser in your computer, like Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari or whatever is comfortable for you. You could use that browser. Okay, so now if you're using Windows computer, you can see, like, we need a text editor. You know that we need a text editor for writing the code. So in Windows we have a built-in text editor called Notepad. So I will show you an easy way to open Notepad first. So you can see there is a start button here. So the start button, so you know usual ways to use open the Notepad, right? But we programmers always think in a different way. So I will show you another way to open the Notepad. So you can see the Windows symbol on this start button, right? So if you look at the keyboard, you will see a key which is having the same Windows symbol. So that's called the window key. So sorry for like trouble. I'm speaking a little faster. So anyways, I think you can catch up with that. Okay, so window key is there. Usually it falls in between Control and Alt keys. Okay, so press and hold your window key, then after that you press R. So you can see there is a dialog box called a Run dialog box came up. So in that Run dialog box, you can simply type Notepad, Notepad, and after that you can click either the OK button or you can press the Enter key on your keyboard. This will give you Notepad. Okay, so now the text editor is ready for entering the code. So I'm going to enter the code first. So I'll let me like make it a little more bigger for you to see. I'm not maximizing it because it will go to the corner. So I'll make it bigger for easy watching. Okay, so we will start an HTML by using like this thing. This is called less than or greater than bracket. So the HTML we discussed before, like HTML page is developed on HTML elements or tags. Okay, so tags are usually falls in between less than greater than bracket. So when you write something in HTML between less than greater than bracket, that's a tag. Okay, so you will start exclamation, then you say doc type HTML. Okay, so it's not case sensitive either. You can write small letter or capital letter. I'm using the doc type as capital, HTML as small. That doesn't matter. So I'm comfortable with that way. So that's why I'm writing HTML. Why we are writing this doc type HTML? Because your browser, this browser window, is capable of executing different types of codes. For example, this browser window can execute HTML code, CSS code, JavaScript code, XML code. All those things can be executed by this browser, so the browser is more capable. So when you write this statement at the top, exclamation doc type HTML, it makes the browser understand that you are doing an HTML document, you are making a web page, so it's important. Okay, and after that I'm gonna do like again another tag, and I'm saying HTML. HTML stands for hypertext, so this is a root tag. So this is a container tag. So in HTML there is two types of tags called container tag and empty tag. Container tag is something which can contain something inside that tag. Okay, so HTML is the root tag which can contain everything, all the content of your web page inside that tag, right? Okay, so a container tag usually having a starting and a closing. So starting you do like this, like less than HTML, then greater than, so that's the tag. Closing, it's easy, you say slash HTML. So it tells the browser that your HTML tag starts here and finishes here. Okay, so I believe you're clear about what is a container tag. So after the HTML you have to start with a head tag, head. Okay, so head tag is also a container tag. I'm pressing one tab between each code to make it easy for me to analyze later. So this place I will click two tabs. Okay, so inside the HTML we have something called a head. So head tag is usually used to say the metadata. Metadata means like data about your web page, like is that web page is linking to any CSS document, JavaScript document, what is the width of the screen, what bits of the screen automatically it should select. All those things will be done inside the head tag. So we will come to that later on, like in detail. So now I'm gonna write only one element inside the head tag called title. Okay, title is also a container tag, title. So I'm writing web page for as a title, web page. So there is a title called web page, it will display on the title. So I give the title web page. Where does it gonna display? It's gonna display in your browser. You can see here it's written new tab, right? In this place, whatever you write inside the title will be displayed in this place. The new tab place, whatever you display, whatever you write in the title section will be displayed. Okay, so we need like only title so far now, because we are baby web I'm sorry, baby web developers, so we don't have more items. We're gonna learn more things in future. Okay, so now I'm gonna write a body for my HTML page. So I can start a body tag. It's also a container tag, so you know that. So if it is a container tag, there will be a closing which is starting with slash, right? So inside the body I want to show a heading on the web page. So whatever you write inside the body, where does it gonna display? So your body, whatever you write in the body, it's going to display in this area. So this is the body of the web page, web browser. So whatever you want to display in this body area, you can write inside the body. Okay, so I'm going to place a heading. So I will place heading 1. So this is also a container tag. So as you already know, container tag will be having the closing. So I'm writing hello page. Okay, so I have now in my body one heading which says hello page. Then I will have something called a paragraph. So paragraph, for writing the paragraph you'll be having something called P. So it's also a container tag, so it will display the paragraph. Okay, so inside the paragraph I'm gonna write, okay, I am now learning web development. development using HTML. Correct? Okay, so this is it. This is a basic structure of your HTML page. So once again, you have to start with exclamation doc type HTML in a tag. So this helps the browser to understand what kind of document you are working on. HTML is a root tag, it's a container tag. We close it here, and here it is there, which displays metadata. Now we are showing only the title there, and body is there, which is the place of the browser where the content will be displayed, and we have h1 tag for displaying the headings, right? Okay, and we have a paragraph which shows I'm now learning web development using HTML, and the paragraphs are written inside the P tag. Okay, and then we close the body and close HTML. Okay, so in order to do this one, first of all, you need to save this HTML document. So there is a special way of saving HTML document. I'll show you that. Okay, so in order to save your code, you have written inside the document like text editor. You have to go to file, save, or either you can press the Ctrl S, which is a keyboard shortcut for save. Then click the save button. After that, what do you want to do? You have to choose a location where you want to save this document. So you can see file name. I'm saying like my or start. I just give start, and make sure that you give the extension .html, start.html or start.htm. okay, so after that, what you want to do is like you have to change this encoding is ANSI, American National Standard Code for Information Interchange or something like that. So you can change it to UTF-8. This is the encoding all the browser understand. After that, you click on the save button. That's it. Congratulations, you made your first website, and you will be curious where do you see that web page. Okay, so when you navigate to the folder where you save that web page, you will see there a web document, not a notepad document. So I will double click on that one. So I have something like problem, like see it doesn't display my content. So let me go and fix it. So you know what is the problem? I didn't close the title, so I'm closing the title. So once you have saved the HTML document, you just want to edit this one. Click file, save. After that, what do you want to do? Refresh this button. So there you go, you got it. So you can see at the top we give the title called web page. It's displayed on the top, and we have a heading hello page, and we have now showing a paragraph like I'm now learning web development using HTML. So what if I want to change the heading now? So I can simply go back to go back to my document, text document, and come here, change this one like hello page. I'm changing to greetings. Okay, so I change it to greetings, and after that I just want to do like file, save. After that, I want to refresh the page. You can see the heading, change it to greetings. So editing an HTML page is really easy and editable, right? Okay, now you have seen like you know what, I made that error purposefully. So the title without closing, I leave it without closing purposefully. Okay, so you know why? Because when you are doing notepad, there is a problem like same like what happened to me now. You may forget to close any tags, you may forget to do some dots or something like that, then your web page is not gonna work same like we see just before, right? Okay, so always when you developers are having more options now. Like you can use something called an IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so I will open another notepad to write some notes. Okay, so there is IDE, Integrated Development. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Development, right? Am I spelling correct or not? MENT, environment. Okay, so this is called, in short form it is called IDE. So there is so many IDEs like Visual Studio Code, NetBeans, Atom. There is so many integrated development environment. What is the good thing about using this IDE? So it's like, it is, most of the IDEs now having IntelliSense. Okay, what is IntelliSense? I'm keep on making spelling mistake, I'm sorry. Okay, so what is IntelliSense means? It's not intelligence, it is IntelliSense. Okay, IntelliSense means it will automatically sense what kind of document are you working on, and it will suggest you the codes. Like when you write HTML inside a tag, it will automatically give you the closing tag. So it will make your life very easy to do like page development using an IDE. So I'm going to introduce you an IDE called Visual Studio Code, which is from Microsoft. It's an easy IDE, easy to use, very helpful, IntelliSense enabled IDE. So the next tutorial video, we will learn how do we download, install and work with Visual Studio Code to develop the web page. Okay, so for that and more we will see in the next lesson. Thank you for listening to the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon to enable notifications so that you are not going to miss anything. So I would say bye for now. So we have learned basic HTML and how to develop a web page. Thank you so much. Keep tuned. Bye.